So you're watching a fire on screen.
Watching the fire on screen, absolutely. And I felt my body react to this in this really incredible way. And when you're a neuroscientist, the first thing you think is, okay, well, it's got to be that there's this intense bright spot on the middle of the screen. The screen's probably displays giving off heat.
Right.
So I talked to Marty Richards, one of the key developers of this. I'm like, should it be? He's like, no, it's absolutely constant. I'm like, okay. Well, first I have to make sure that that's actually true, but let's see if other people actually experience this. And they do, but you can't ask people. I mean, that's a big thing, I believe. You can't ask people what they think. You have to actually figure it out. So we got thermal imaging cameras, and we were able to say the screen was completely constant, but then we could put people in front of this content and really modulate this brightness and see this point at which their bodies were reacting to it. And we could track in thermal imaging regions of points on their face that were basically expelling heat or flushing, responding to this content.
If you change the numbers, things do change. You don't even have to consciously do more than that, because women bring a different perspective to things.
Yeah.
And that puts more of a burden on you to either A, feel isolated, or B, have to represent, because there's not a lot of women in that room of 250 people you're speaking to.
I teach a class that has a lot of coding in it at Stanford, and I purposely don't have any requirements for my class, because if I did, I'd never get any women, a lot of the women. I would get some, but I wouldn't get the amount that I do. And by the time they finish, they're coding in very relevant technology, relevant languages to industry right now, whether it's virtual reality or it's signal processing. And I like to see them come out of that. And because
they think they can't, but they can?
There is a different mindset and coming in. Yes, it's that I don't, and it's, I think one of the most important things is there's a lot of time, and there's a lot of times there's a mindset that I don't already do that, so I probably can't do that, or I shouldn't be doing that, because that's not how I define myself already. And I don't do anything of what I did, 6 years ago. I don't do anything of what I did 10 years ago, and I I've never gone to school for most of the things I do, and most of us are that way. And it's like, don't define yourself from what you did in the past, define yourself from what you want to be doing in the future. And that sort of full force acceptance that you don't have to have been an expert in something or have known something to be an expert or be whatever you want to be, and to live that way is, I think, really what we should be focused on. In groups of men and women in my class, they're the good coders, and I'll see the best ideas and some of the best design come out of someone who had never done it before. But it sometimes takes that push of, you don't have to have the gold stamp or the badge, the Girl Scout badge that says you're allowed to do that. You don't need permission.